Okay, who's going to lead the show out or in?
I'll do it.
Lance is, he said.
Yeah.
Okay. You got the short straw, Lance, did you?
Yes.
Who is V?
V is my, Vanessa is my moderator, my main moderator. She transfers any questions from any chat locations into the Skype room, and she returns any responses that you may give in written capacity. You may not, you don't have to answer them though.
Okay.
Okay. Just need to find you guys some music as an intro.
Alright. Is that gonna go?
No, well, I mean, I guess it could if I hit this expert mode.
Okay. Are we good, Lance?
Yes.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay. Counting in. Live. 3. Hold on. Damn. 3,
To get around.
2, live in 3, 2, 1, live now.
Hey guys, thank y'all for joining us on the Texas Police Audit. This is our first, today is April 14th. This is our first episode. I'm Lance Phillips, facing 23 years for speaking nonviolent, non-threatening words to my county commissioners meeting here in Smith County, Texas. This is my brother, Daryl Phillips. He's actually in the middle of an appeal. The cops and the judge ruled that the standing law in Tyler, Texas right now is the cops can come in your house without a warrant. So we are fighting that on appeal. And Mr. Cody Voss is joining us. He's one of our brothers as well. And we're also, our guest today is Mr. Daryl Davis. He is the founder of Quality and Justice for All, DLD. And he actually helps out the youth with his mentoring programs. He gives the young kids backpacks, teaches them how to fly drones. So he's very active in our community. He knows a lot of senators, of people down in Austin. He knows how to get things done. This man is facing 99 years for something that never happened, and that's what we're going to get into today. He's been on the front page of the Houston Chronicle, the Tyler Morning Telegraph, CBS 19, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Daryl Johnson. Thank you for joining us, man.
Davis. Daryl Davis.
Davis. Sorry about that, Joe.
I am very honored to be here this evening. Thank y'all for what y'all are doing. Not only for my plight, but other men and women that maybe didn't have the courage enough to stand up against the system. Thank y'all.
Right. No, thank you, man. We're actually wanting to bring more awareness to what's going on in your situation, because a lot of people don't really realize what is happening. And I think one of the biggest things that's caught our attention is the fact of this guilty until proven innocent, which you have expressed that you've been on pre-trial probation, where you're going and meeting up with the probation officer before you've been to trial. And you're having to make payments to them every single month or something. It's been going on for 5 years. Is that right?
Over 5 years now.
Over 5 years now. Oh, wow. This is absolutely crazy. I mean, it's absolutely insane that anybody has to go through this. And I know that you're not the only one. I believe everybody, Lance is in that particular situation.
Yeah, I was there for just for 3 months until my case went to trial. But for folks that they're holding on to their cases, in your particular case, I think you said that there's absolutely no evidence. They took you to a hospital where they didn't find any drugs in your urine, any drugs in your stomach, no drugs in your pee, correct?
Correct. I got caught up in what was called a pretextual stop.
Okay.
It's a racial profiling stop, and it's only done in certain areas of a town or a city.
Right.
Most pretextual stops are done in black neighborhoods, neighborhoods of poverty, of less fortunate people. Let me tell y'all a little something about myself before I get started in this room. I am Daryl L. Davis, born and raised in Tyler, Texas. I grew up as a spoiled black kid that was bullied to the point of stubbornness. My dad was the second black engineer on the Cotton Belt Railroad, and my mother worked in the school district and in the medical field in Tyler, Smith County, Texas. I was one of the very few black kids that went to a Catholic private school in the 70s. So I did come up in a good two-parent household.
Okay.
But a lot of things as a black youth, male or female, that we have to learn on our own because our parents are too busy working from sun up to sundown. Some days that my dad would take a locomotive or three, and he wouldn't be back home for 3 or 4 days. Sometimes he'd be gone for weeks at a time. And I was left to be raised by my mother,
Mhm.
which I guess is the reason I get so emotional about things because I was raised by my mother. For the majority of the time, even though I was from a two-parent household. And at that time, being a boy that was bullied by other males, I became shy to the point that I wouldn't speak up for myself, and they began to pick on me. And I would release my frustration out by taking things that didn't belong to me, such as hubcaps, T-tops, just being a nuisance.
Right.
I went to jail a lot of times, maybe 12, 13, 14, maybe 15 times. I have been in jail. I've only been to prison once, right? Prison and jail are not the same, people.
Right.
They
Right.
are not the same. Yes, both of them is a form of incarceration, but they are vastly different. Um, but when God decided he had enough of my nonsense, he threw me in a concrete jungle or allowed me to be placed in the concrete jungle, which is prison. And I stayed there for 18 years, 6 months, 3 weeks, and 5 days for a crime that never happened. Um, I had two Houston police officers to testify for the state of Texas in my trial. And both of those police officers got up there and told the truth. One of them name was James C. Nicola. He said he never seen any cuts, marks, or lacerations on the victim. The detective, Michael Wabanez, he testified that he did the overall investigation and he didn't find anything consistent with what might have occurred in an assault. This was in 1997 trial, but I was arrested in December of 96. And for the first time in my life, I witnessed white people that didn't believe what the police had said. And they gave me a 37-year sentence for assaulting a female with a full 40-ounce bottle of beer in my fist, allegedly have brutally beaten her 32 to 38 times. And in no time did she ever have a cut, a scar, a mark on her. And at that time, I didn't understand what God was doing in my life or to my life, right? Only
Yeah.
thing I knew that I wasn't supposed to be incarcerated for that offense. I
Right.
wasn't thinking about stealing the hubcaps, the T-tops, and all that, that I
Mhm.
wasn't supposed to be in here for assaulting a female.
Mhm.
Now I'm on my way to prison. I'm mad at the world. I'm mad at God. I don't even believe in God at this point.
Right.
Even though I was brought up in church, what kind of loving God would allow this to happen to somebody, right? You couldn't even talk to me about God. If it was a God, why do the little children get killed? If it was a God, why do all this happen over here? I was saying things and doing things to try to rationalize in my mind. And why would a God be so evil to throw me away for something that God know that I didn't do? And this was in 97. So as I began my journey through this concrete jungle, I could either let it destroy me or make me a better person. At that time, I'm confused. I'm missing my family. I'm missing my mother. I'm missing my dad. Uh, but my mother once told me when she came to see me, she said, "Baby," she said, "I know that you didn't do this here, but it's what I'm going to do for you now." And right then, for the first time in my life, I witnessed that my mother was defenseless of helping her baby.
Yeah.
What she could do. Now I'm in Houston. I'm not even in my own hometown.
Hmm.
And as I begin to take on my journey, people knew that I wasn't supposed to be there. By the way, I was a weak, coward individual that, I was easy to be preyed on. But by God's amazing grace, no one ever preyed on me like that.
Amen.
To try to take advantage of me.
Yep.
I began to realize that there's three things that rule the world: religion, law, and politics. And I wanted to be a part of all three of those. And in order for me to be effective in that, I have to learn each stage by stage by stage. And
So where are you
18
at right
years
now?
right now, I run a 501c3 nonprofit, Continuing Faith in Christ Ministries.
Okay.
I give kids backpacks and school supplies every year. Going on my 7th year now. I take kids out to fly drones, helicopters, and planes as a part of my aviation program. I also buy kids bicycles for Christmas as a part of the Youth Foundation. I give elderly people turkeys and ham if you're over 60 years of age during the Thanksgiving holidays. So I give back to my community.
I love hearing that. And that's here in Tyler, right?
Yes, sir, in Tyler. Yes, sir.
Okay, because I heard you say you were talking about what is going on in Houston. Are you now? I heard earlier Lance was saying that you're facing up to 99 years for another crime that didn't happen, and that's here in Tyler as well.
Yes, sir, in Tyler. My first conviction I went to prison was out of Harris County, Houston,
Right.
Texas. Mm-hmm.
Right. So what's going on with that? I mean, is there anything that we can help you, or how or what's? Can you tell us about that?
One.
The one that's here in Tyler about the
Like,
99 years.
Tomorrow, don't you have an event on the square?
Dude, tomorrow morning we go down there every Monday from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Okay.
Just a few hours down there. We've been pretty successful. I started doing this here back in 21, going down there once a month on a Tuesday to voice what was going on with me. And I just hold on. Y'all hold this. I have to go take a break. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Cody, what do you think about hearing Mr. Davis's story so far? Can you believe things like this would happen with no evidence whatsoever, and he's facing 99 years because they had him on a blue warrant?
To be honest, at this point, I'm not surprised. But if you would have asked me 1 year ago, I would have said I couldn't even fathom it. And I think a lot of people, they don't see this as something that could happen until it does actually happen. I think is that whether you see it as something that's believable or not, if you don't take action, the people watching this don't take action, eventually you will find it at your doorstep, because these corrupt politicians, these corrupt political leaders, these corrupt priests, these religious leaders, and these corrupt lawyers and judges, these law lawyers, they are taking advantage of privileges, and they're taking away our rights, and they're trying to give us some sort of contract that's involuntary. And we as a people, we have to stand up. So I absolutely do believe what's going on just because of the last year. But to answer your question, 1 year ago, I wouldn't have been able to even fathom that the system has actually been this corrupt and is actually this evil. And it's the truth.
Do you think that he should, like we've been told, our family, that we just need to run and take whatever plea deal that they offer us? But I don't think. Oh, you're right. I don't think running's the answer, right? We have to face this head on, because we were just living our lives. We didn't go looking for any fight with the government. We were living our lives as peaceful individuals, and they recruited us to this. And so now we're just telling other people's story, because we know there's thousands and thousands of other victims of these systems. And Daryl, you talk about a lot about systems. Can you go into some of that? We've got the education system, the banking system, that the money's fake, right? The medical, all of these systems, the mental health. Keep going.
Check this out. Life It's about systems. Now, I don't know nothing about no fake money and all that old kind of stuff. I'm not here to talk about that.
Okay.
I'm talking about people being caught up in work systems that starts at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, all the way up. People going to work up until 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You have educational system, you have law enforcement system, you have governmental systems like City Hall. Everything is in a system, everything. Uh, where we as people are being divided at is when it come down to two positions. And those two positions is the president of the United States. That's a system that we have no control of between a Democrat and a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me make myself clear. I'm not a Democrat, nor am I a Republican. But some kind of way we have been twisted here in the states of America to believe that we get to elect the president. People, that is farther from the truth as this.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We lost you, Daryl. Say, back up 10 seconds. You said it's the furthest thing from the truth about us electing. Go ahead.
The farthest thing from the truth is the people electing a president. The president has nothing to do with the people. The president is only the chief commander of the military, and they are elected by 270 electoral votes. And I'm sorry, people, we don't have one, right? Our president is our local government, where we fail at, because we're busy chasing a myth of someone that has no control over us. The president is only the chief commander of the military. That's the only thing that they have control of. We are governed by Congress and Senate on whether a state level or a United States level, right? So our voice is that we as people, not a particular race of people, but people, that we need to hold our elected officials accountable, whether that's our city council electees, our school board trustees electees, our commissioner court electees, our county judges electees, our district attorney, anybody that's elected official. We the people have the power to for that position, whether we voted for them or not. They are our elected official.
Right. One thing I want to get into, and maybe you can touch on this. There was a movie a couple years ago on Netflix called, I think it was called The 13th Amendment. Maybe we could get you to touch on some of this, that the 13th Amendment, people don't know it freed the slaves. But also in that same question, I will tell you that the 14th Amendment made everyone United States debt slaves. So if you want to, can you touch on some of the 13th Amendment if you know anything about that, Mr. Davis?
Of course, you know, the biggest thing of the 13th Amendment to me is that they're saying that as a black man, I'm only 3/5 human being.
Wow.
Right? Now, this is the 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution of white America, right? Where they said that we're supposed to be equal and whole. How can I be equal and whole when the Constitution makes me less than, right? That's number one. And what frustrates me more about Black America is that we had a president that was considered uh, African American, Black American. You know, it's not up for debate. But he was a black male in the presidency, which again, they can't do nothing for the people. But not one time when they had the Democratic Congress and the Democratic House did they try to make black people whole, right? But they went back and rewrote the Constitution to make it legal for same-sex marriages.
Right.
And, right? Now, I'm not here to bash nobody on anything. It's a system. But why does the system continue to oppress Black Americans, right? If we born here on this land, we get nothing. We never have been taught how to get anything. But if you come from any other part of the globe and you come to the states of white America, you know, they'll open vouchers for you. They'll make sure you got land over here. They'll give you a chance to get this here. But by you will being home on this land, we offer hardly anything. I'm not gonna say nothing because people will get in their feelings about the way I speak. We hardly get anything. Uh, everybody here that's in the states of white America, we're slaves. But
Yep.
why did you say that, Mr. Davis? Because if I go to work and I make a check, I make $500 a week, right? That's $2,000 a month. But just let's do it on a weekly basis. By the time I get my check, say that I took $75 out for taxes, I'm left with $425, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, each and everything that I purchase after that, I have to pay taxes on.
Yep.
So I actually worked all week for less than $100, maybe $100. Now, all this tax money that you have taken from me and other citizens of this country,
Right.
you are just taking it freely, giving it away to other countries
Yep.
in trillions of dollars.
Yep.
We're being raped by our own government.
Right. And you are touching on a little bit of that fake money system that I was telling you about, the economic system.
Right there, so please keep me out of stuff like that. I don't know.
Well, look here, just to give you a little bit of knowledge. I mean, I'm not insulting you, but Bitcoin is at an all-time high, and the price of gold is at an all-time high. But that's not, the asset did not change. The bar of gold has not changed. What changed is the value of the dollar has gone lower. It takes more of those dollars because they just printed.
Hey, we don't want to take the people there. We want to keep them in this legal thing right here. What
Right.
you're saying is true, but
Right.
that's a topic for another day.
That's okay.
We don't want people's mind to go off into that. We want to keep them on the injustice of what's happening, not only in Smith County, but in all the other 254 counties around the state of Texas, right?
Yeah.
Because this thing has been monopolized from our capital down to our local governments.
Yeah.
Right? And it always starts with city council and city halls because they're the ones that picks the police chiefs to patrol our neighborhoods, right? Now, the people that be in patrol, they don't have no knowledge of how the police chief get picked,
Right.
right? They don't even know no background about the police chief or where they come from.
Right.
So they might be inheriting a problem that they don't even know exists.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many?
Yeah. So some of the people who don't really know, I don't know if we went into enough of the of your story, the traffic stop that led to your latest deal. Can you go into a little bit more about that? Like, did they say you had a tail light out? Was it a break? Was it just a stop?
It was a pretext stop on a Thursday night, February the 7th of 2019.
Okay.
I was coming from my part-time job in the medical center.
Mm-hmm.
And the police just happened to follow me up a street called Confederate and stopped me on the corner of Bow and Confederate, saying that I had ran a stop sign.
Okay. Did you ever ask for the body or the dash cam footage? Did they ever give that to you to show you that you ran a stop sign?
I'm a black man. They ain't give me no cameras.
I'm a white man. They ain't give us no cameras either.
Well, where did this happen at?
Where
did this happen at? I know you told me the location, but what police department were you dealing with?
Tyler Police Department. My officer name was Officer Goodman.
Oh.
Goodman.
Did you speak with any of the supervisors about the treatment that you received in that
Oh man, I done spoke with Chief Tyler many a times about my situation. I meet him down there City Hall, and by me spending so much time incarcerated, people think that I'm aggressive. They say it's my mouth, and they don't like dealing with my mouth. I have an aura about me that's very strong. I don't like bullcorn. Straight up. You can best believe if I'd have had drugs and anything that night, them people wouldn't have to be wrestling with me. I know my record is bad. Even though it's only misdemeanors, it's still bad in the eyes of people. Out of 11 arrests, people feel that I still ate crack. And I've been taking UA for the last 5 years.
So that just brings me to my question. How did you running a stop sign turn into 99 years in a possible 99 years in pen, and you're now been on pre-trial probation for 5 years? I mean, how did that happen? Why are they
in the chief response? What does he say? Does he just throw up his hands and say, "I can't help you"?
Well,
Chief told him. What was his response?
It's just like any other agency. He told me bluntly to my face that he's siding with his officer, right or wrong, siding with his officer. I'm feeling sure about Chief Carter. I don't have nothing bad to say about no individual that's in the system, including Jacob Putnam, who's trying to give me life, right? I was on Chief Carter so tough one day down there in City Hall till I thought he was gonna lock me up, right? I'm on his ass about this real. And he just blurted out, he said, man, I don't have time. I got to deal with these gangs. Well, where did that come from? I'm not a gang member. And at that time, he had his detectives or whoever, I don't know who be watching folks. I'm not in law enforcement. But they had that Orleans daiquiri on a stakeout, and city council is every 2 weeks. So they have 2 city council meetings a month. So when he tell me this, I asked him, man, you need me to step in, maybe speak to some gang people. I can find out who some leaders is and go to them or whatever going on. I think that I probably could help put a stop to it. Nah, okay, well, whatever. So I don't know how long that this had been going on, that they had been watching this Arlene Daiquiri, right? But I know 2 weeks went by and I seen him again. 2 more weeks went by, so that's 4 weeks, right? Now, 2 more weeks went by. A lady get killed at that daiquiri place. From what you told me, Chief Tyler, you had detective watching that daiquiri place. How did that woman get killed out there that night? On her birthday, right? You mean that you had people out there watching them gang members, they go to popping them pistols, they don't even get out their car?
Wow.
That's history, people.
Was it a hit?
Told me that. He had been monitoring them gangs out there at that Arlene Daiquiri. So what I'm saying is that you got the word law, L-A-W, right? And from the word law, you have the word L-A-W-S. It become plural. Mean you have laws for them and you have laws for them, right? The law is not the same for everybody. And until we realize it's wrote the same, but they got what they call somatic play. And you have to know this here. And if you don't fit in there, you're going to get swallowed up. But tonight, I got stopped. I teach my youth that when the police stop you, get on your cell phone. If you can, call somebody, put your phone down.
And don't answer questions. Don't answer questions. If they're doing an investigation to get to find.
I teach. Hold up, boss man.
Right.
Well, I teach kids that look like me. We're the ones dying in the streets.
Yep.
So when you look like me, I tell you, cut your phone on and call somebody before you stop. If you stop that car, do not mess with that phone because that phone could be considered a gun, right? Keep your hand on that steering wheel like that. Don't get combative with the law. He or she gonna tell you why they stop you, right? You don't hold no court in the street arguing with them people. Whatever they ask you to do, you ask them, can you do it? They're just like that night with me. Both my hands was on my steering wheel. I asked that cop, can I get my wallet out of my right hip pocket? The officer said yes. I took my hand off my steering wheel and got my wallet. I pulled it back just like this and put it up there and got my license and give them my license just like that while my hand was still in the air. Right. At that time, I didn't know nothing about who was on the side of me, but later, after reading the police report, law was on the side of my car in the dark where I couldn't see them. So they see my hands. Where did this come from? Right. Still, they never can tell me where this piece of crack came from that they said I ate. But when they realized that my name is Daryl Lynn and not Daryl Glenn, they don't even want to do a toxicology test now. Why?
Yeah, why?
He's on parole. And if we test him, he ain't got no drugs in him, that's our ass. But by him being on parole, we'll throw him in there and they'll offer him something, he gonna take it. Right?
Right. That's what they're hoping everybody does is takes a plea deal. That's what they call it. It's not a plea deal. It's a please deal. Please take this offer. You know, so
my thing is this right here. I got out of jail with an independent bail bondsman, right? I shouldn't have no dealings or no ties with the county.
Correct.
You have what they call PR bond. It's called personal recognizance bond, meaning that they'll let you sign to get out on your own recognizance. The other one is called pretrial release. What pretrial release means that the county is going to let me go for a sum of 3% or whatever the bond is, right? Then I have a condition to obey whatever they said that I need to do.
Right.
But by me giving an independent bond where I have to pay 10 to 12% to get out of jail, that bondsman is responsible for me. But here in the city of Tyler, and it's probably in other cities that's taking over too, is what they doing is called either lay or pay. Meaning we're gonna let you out of jail, but we're gonna send you down there to piss in that cup. You're gonna have to pay to stay out of jail. That's a form of extortion and racketeering. Well, you never been convicted of nothing, but you done already been adjudicated. How is that even possible, people? But it goes back to us people that's voting these officials in and electing these officials in. We're not holding them accountable for what they're doing to us and our children.
Thank you. Hey, Cody, he just said something about holding our elected officials responsible. And we've been studying some of the notices and affidavit stuff. Can you speak on something like that that we find as a solution? I think that that's where our solutions are, is holding these people that hold the individual positions responsible. Don't you think, Cody?
Yeah, Lance, I absolutely agree. I think that being good at taking a photo and holding bake sales is not good enough. Just because they're going to pretend like, oh, everything's on normal. You're crazy for even thinking that, where something that's, unjust is ridiculous, and they're going to throw you in jail like you for 23 years, like a felony for speaking at commissioner court when they broke the law, right? So as a solution, affidavits and notices, like Daryl Davis said, we the people will have the power. If every time we see one of our brothers getting arrested, instead of being like, oh no, I don't want to, why don't we get everybody around? Let's get a notary. Let's all write notice affidavits and go submit them that same night. The same night that the officer arrests them, and the officer is going to write his affidavit. Yeah. Let's submit 12, 13 affidavits to them. And then in terms of holding them accountable, right?
That's what we have to do. If we want to get anything done,
actually hold these officials accountable at the local level. And here's the thing: there's a close knit, what do they call it? The Good Old Boys Club or something in Smith County, right? There's a close knit group, right? Whenever me and you, Lance and Derek, we all went to the Women's Republican meeting, nobody wanted to sit next to us except for one lady. She goes, you know what? Nobody wants to talk to y'all, but I'm willing to dive into the crazy. Lance, you just pulled out a seat for her. Yeah. And she goes, everyone's trying to make it seem like y'all don't know what you're talking about. But after gauging both sides, she said, I was a judge's daughter, a good judge from another state, Minnesota, I believe. And she said, for as far as I can tell, Sheriff Larry Smith is the godfather of politics in this county. He doesn't run, he doesn't campaign, but yet he gets 70% of all the votes, right? Is it because his last name is Smith and people just blindly do that? Or is that really how it works? The truth is, there's a good old boy system, and if you're not in it, you have to accept the plea deal, or they're going to railroad you to the worst possible thing. Their conviction rate is ridiculous. In terms of holding them accountable, I really think it starts with what Daryl Davis said. It's in two sections, right? There's you and your boss and your paycheck, and you want to say, oh well, I'm just doing it for the paycheck, right? Whenever you go in and they're like, yeah, you go to the clerk and you say, what they're doing is wrong. Yeah, well, I can't, there's nothing I can do. There's absolutely something you can do. You are not going to be able to sleep at night. There is no way that somebody can see the things that these are judges and just continue to keep acting. It's not going to stop. There's no one, like Daryl Davis said, there's no president anymore, right? All it was is an executive of a foreign de facto government. It's a foreign corporation. The only thing real is our local governments. Those are the ones who choose the police chief. Those are the ones who end up training the police officers. And when it gets to a point where the officers know they messed up and they come up and they said, oh, I don't want to, we did something wrong. We thought his name was Daryl Lynn instead of Daryl Glenn, but he's on parole, like that. They're going to try to railroad you. They're going to do whatever they can, because the one thing that they can't do is hold themselves accountable, because they think, oh, it's going to get blown under the rug anyway, because most people do accept the plea deal. So in terms of,
go ahead, Mr.
So anyway, my last thing I'm going to say, my last thing, I'm not trying to cut off Daryl. I'm just saying, in terms of notice affidavit, everyone needs to realize At the top, write affidavit of facts, number your stuff down. At the bottom, make sure it's a fact, get it notarized, submit it on the record into the clerk's office. And then on top of that, as a notice the agent knows the principle. Whenever you give a certain employee of an organization, such as a county, such as a city, when you give them notice, they are obligated, whether it be a clerk or someone just doing their job, you have an official duty to uphold the Constitution, the Texas Bill of Rights, and all that. Anyway.
I agree. Thank you, Cody. What were you saying, Mr. Davis?
Number one, I ain't never seen a good police officer.
Right.
Ain't no such thing as a good police officer. You have people that say that. I'm gonna show you why. Why? It's because when you're dealing with police officers, you're dealing with gang members, you're dealing with fraternities, you're dealing with brotherhood, you're dealing with people that hold secrets, right? Now, say I'm a good officer, I'm a good person, I love people, but I decided I want to be a police officer as a black man, right? I'm going to be a cop, and I'm going to put myself in Derek's situation. The first day on the job, I go to a scene where they beating a black man, and they kill him. They didn't kill Derek, the one with Derek, right? I'm just in a scenario that I'm a rookie police officer going to work for the first time. Now, really, I'm disgusted, I'm shattered, I'm nothing. But you know what? No matter how I feel, I cannot open my mouth and tell what happened, truthfully. Now, what the system gonna do, the brotherhood, the gang, the affiliation of that bad, they're gonna write some statements. And I have to come through there and sign it. If I'm such a good person, why don't bring this to light? Out of all the bad that ever happened in police departments across the country, a good officer would have came forward. They call whistleblowers. He would have straightened up this system. So don't tell me because your wife is a police officer or your husband is a police, are they good? No, they ain't good. Because they do a whole bunch of shit that could save a whole bunch of people that they ain't saying nothing about.
I actually had a conversation with 2 Tyler police officers last week downtown at the Eclipse, and I asked them straight to their face if they knew any officers that had integrity. And the oddest thing happened. You think that they would say, I have integrity, I have honesty, accountability, all that stuff. No, they didn't even.
That video.
You did see that? They didn't even say that their own selves. I mean, if maybe they don't know one officer, but wouldn't you say that your own self, or you could say my partner's got integrity? Neither one of them said that, and that's very telling, because if anybody watching this says that they know of an officer with integrity, reach out to me. Hey, you've got my contact information, all this. I'm looking for an officer with integrity to be an expert witness for my case that I'm facing so much time. So he can look at the video and say, this is what I saw. It's not against the law what he did, but what I did see is the cops trying to, basically arrest me and trump up the charges for all of this non-crime stuff.
And those, just to add to that the cops that you were asking if they had integrity, they proved themselves to not have integrity. Later on that day, like an hour later. One of their buddies that they went to the police academy with actually was another officer that started pushing me, and I said, "Hey, please don't touch me." And then he says, "Oh yeah, what are you going to do about it?" And he pushed me again. So now I have an officer in uniform that's assaulting me on the square and down on video. But they didn't care that I had my camera. I had 3 cameras facing this guy. He did not care. And so now I was like, dude, I'm gonna file charges on you. So I start waving for the 2 officers that were there on the square to come over. And whenever they did, they said, he didn't assault you. And I'm like, you weren't even standing here. You didn't even know if he was assaulting me or not. You just walked up right now. And then he was trying to talk to that other officer. And I said, I'm the victim. Why are you not talking to me right now? And he goes, oh, I already know your information. I know who you are. I've already got everything about you. And I'm like, all right, well, pull the pen out. Pull the pen and paper. Give me an incident number. Like, I want to file a report. He wouldn't do it because that was his friend.
How does it feel to already have your fate decided for you as they walk up on you?
Yeah, that's exactly. It's crazy.
Our fate been sealed for us since the beginning.
Right.
Just think about the situation that the officer Goodman. He was working night shift at the time when he arrested me, right?
Right.
And I guess about 8 months later, I'm sitting in my office where I'm sitting at now, right? And I heard this loud boom, like boom. And I walk over my house and I see it. And everything's still intact. And I come back and I sit down, continue to do what I was doing. I guess about 5 or 10 minutes later, I just happened to go to the door and look out the window, and I see a guy that run over a pole on the side of my house, right? So I go out the door, and I'm asking the guy, was he all right? He said, yeah, he was a little dazed. He said, I need to call my mother. So he called his mother. She came around the corner, and me and her began the dialogue, and she said, I need to call the police. I said, well, okay, call the police. And she did. So I guess about 30 minutes later, the police arrived. And when the police arrived, it's Goodman. So I'm in the conversation with the lady. When I see Goodman, I spearheaded toward him and I said, say, man, I said, you know me? And he had his hands in his vest and stuff. He said, nah, I don't know you. I said, man, you don't know me? He said, nah, man, I don't know you. I said, you a lie. You took me to jail several months ago talking about I was eating crack.
Right.
And you know what that dude did to me? You was eating something. What? You didn't take me to jail for eating something. You took me to jail for eating crack. See, they think it's a joke.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been
It's
dealing
not,
with going on 6 years now. It's my bladder, the one I have to drink the water, and I cannot piss until I get before them people. And they see me when they want to see me. Don't you know that's damaging to my organs,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then you want me to pay you $100 a month for what?
Right.
I ain't got been convicted of anything, people.
Right.
I absolutely agree with you.
Oh. Well,
And a miscarriage of justice in the highest form.
yes. So here locally, we've, I guess it was in the last year, we passed a $380 million bond. Are you concerned that some of the kids that you're mentoring right now are going to be held illegally and for crimes that didn't happen just to pay for this building that we don't need, the courthouse and a parking garage?
Man, I'm finna tell you something. I don't know. It's gonna be kids and parents and grandparents and everybody that's gonna be caught up in some of everything. If
Wow.
they don't get involved right now,
Right.
their lives is finna be turned upside down. And we talking about not only on these city levels, but this is coming from nationally. It's
Mhm.
coming down, states. It's embedding us through our music, the black community.
Yep.
All our preachers, they say nothing about them genociding us through music. We just had a shooting just 2 days ago on Friday, I believe, up at Wilma Hutchins High School.
Mm.
Wow.
Right? That's finna be a norm now, right? You cannot keep these weapons out of schools. These kids know more than we know.
Yep.
They know what we know, and they know what they know. We don't know what they know, because they could be having a full-fledged conversation right next to it. We never know what they're talking about.
Right.
You hear me?
Speaking a different language.
Like that we can't even chastise our own kids anymore,
Yeah.
and that's a problem. How can I feed somebody, clothe somebody, and I can't tell them what to do? That's
True.
a
Well, they
right.
say 9/10 of the law is possession is 9/10 of the law. That other 1/10 is owned because you sign as the mother. They sign over the child to the state at birth using your birth certificate.
A parent only owns their child when their child ass get in trouble.
Right. Right. We just there was a case. Somebody, I think it was local. They got 15 years. 15 years for a crime their son committed.
Yeah.
And
Well,
no.
that woman and that man that bought that gun for that boy up there.
Mhm.
And that's something else, it's still government punishing the parent, but they won't let you raise the parents. People,
Right.
this comes from elected officials that we don't go vote for. I'm gonna give you a prime example. I'm in the city of Tyler, Texas, Smith County, Texas, right? There has never been a black judge
Oh.
in this town in over 178 years, right?
Wow.
Every judge that ever been appointed to a seat has been a Republican judge, a white lady or a white male,
Right.
right? So now, didn't know blacks put these people up there because they didn't vote for them.
Right.
Most of these politicians around here in these judges and these leadership positions, they run on a Republican ticket unopposed, right?
Right.
They're going to get the seat anyway. They don't have no Democrat running with them, whether they're white or black. It's still no Democrat, right? And this is where the majority of the people lose. The minority of the people lose is because they feel that they're a Democrat and they didn't vote for this senator or this state representative or this city council or whatever, or this judge, that they don't work for them. That's a lie. If it's elected official, whether you voted for them or not, they work for you.
Yep.
You have a right to dictate whatever goes on down in that office.
Right.
But you can't if you're fearful, and you can't if you don't know this room.
Right.
That's true. And so that's what a lot of people don't realize. Go ahead. What is it, Mr. Davis?
I said that's where people like myself come in at. I'm an advocate for the people, not only from the streets of Tyler, but I'm all up in the Capitol. I done been in meetings with Governor Greg Abbott before. You know, I think highly of my state rep, Matt Schaefer, who decided to step back and will not be going forward in 25. I think I'm grateful for Senator Brian Hughes, right? I can say that because I had interaction with these people. These people have worked on bills with me to become law, like House Bill 567, the Crown Act. When I was attacked in prison by gang members, I litigated a lawsuit where I successfully won, representing myself, right? That's only by the grace of God. But they thought that because I was a prisoner, I would take less than what I was worth, right? The jury awarded me $25,000 in the lawsuit. But the state of Texas, as the Attorney General, didn't want to pay me. They said, we'll give you $7,000 and you can't never talk about it no more. I was like 5 years from coming up for parole. I didn't even know if I was going to make it or not, people. But I told them they could have that $7,000. And I never looked back. But when I got out of prison, I lobbied for that 7,000. And that 7,000 went back to the original 25. And then the judge had put pre and post trial interest on it, right? So I was blessed to get a check with over $27,000 in 22. So I never gave up my fight.
Yep.
Right? I know who my president is, and I went to him, which was Matt Schaefer, and he walked me around that Capitol to meet different people. And up on that, I met people that can help me and other people. And because I'm a black man, I'm not gonna bash no Republicans because that's where all my help has came from, right? Again, I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat. I don't go around bashing people unless I'm personally and my feelings is involved and you did something against me. And then I will face it.
Right. So, Mr. Davis, I mean, we're. I know you've heard Lance say this before. We're all about solutions. So, just telling the people right here that are watching, how can we help you? How can the people help you in what you're doing here? I mean, not everybody has the same opportunity to be able to go down and talk and walk the halls of the Capitol with Matt Schaefer. What are you suggesting that we all do and what we can do?
Man, I said this many times. I'm a movement all by myself. Either you gonna ride with me or you gonna stand on the sideline and look. I admire y'all brothers, right? Only thing I wish is y'all were black.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. Even being black with money, they will find a way to shut them down, right? Y'all y'all fighting, and that's the main thing. Fight for what you feel is right, right? Y'all have the attention of the people, right? Y'all have to do a marvelous job getting the attention of the people. Now we have to get the people to listen to what you're saying, right? And the way that you can help me keep pushing my plight into the public eye. I need national attention on what Smith County is doing. Yes, I did go to jail, whether it was 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, but that's in my past. It's not where people. But what about my presence? What about my future? What have I done lately? You know, they have a saying, what have you done for me lately? Well, he give backpacks and school supplies every year. He get elderly people turkey. That's not the sign of nobody feeling hugs. And they sure not selling none because he behind on all his bills, right? So this man out here trying to struggle to make it better for his community. And when he need his community ain't even there for him. This is a monumental moment, man. A monumental moment for Black America and for a Black man that's standing up for himself. And I don't even have to preach the NAACP out here with me. I just have the Phillips boys.
Yeah, well, that's what it's going. I mean, we're so happy that we could even help you or try to help you in what we can do to get you the attention out here. But it just goes to show that Smith County isn't doing it to just one person, not just doing it to one select race, one color, one type of people. They're doing it to everybody, and they have been for a very long time. Lance, go ahead and talk about what you
I mean, you're a Christian. I heard you touch on a little bit on that. Everyone's got a past, and we've had people go, well, you stole something when you were 18. You can't speak about cops throwing drugs on people or lying. Like, what do you tell? Talk about some of the Bible and how we have forgiveness under that grace. That do you believe that as well?
Nah, I don't even like Christian people, dude. I think they're straight corn, right? Because I'm gonna tell you something. How can you be a Christian person and you say you love the Lord and you do this here to people?
Right.
Right. You go up in them sanctuaries in them temples. A Sunday is the most segregated day of the whole week.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Black people want to fellowship in Black churches. White people want to fellowship in white churches. And then you have Black people that want to be around white people and go visit. And it's okay. It's okay. But in each of these settings, everybody is saying the same thing, dude. Oh, how I love God. Praise Jesus. Thank you. And then you come right up out of there and bring a man some home. Am I supposed to be all right with that? You want me to stand up and put my hand on my chest and say the Pledge of Allegiance. And then you want me to go into prayer for you to tourniquet my rights? What does this make sense at, people? Now, it is spiritual people, and I am very spiritual. And I do know the Bible. I believe in the Bible. Ain't no white man wrote that book. That Bible is a Black history book. It talks about bird-faced people from Genesis to Revelations. And I would tell y'all all that's in that book, but you got a lot of people that be discouraged with the way I speak. And I'm not trying to make enemies right now. I don't care how they feel, but I need the help of the people right now. Right? I believe that Bible, and I'm one of the hardest person on earth to convince of anything. But I believe that Bible. And I love it.
Yes.
So we had the moderator being in before. We're almost about to cut this off because we're about to run out of time. But they were asking if what you could speak on about Mr. Chief Pingleton.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. He caught up in a system.
You've actually got time, boys.
We're out of time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you've got plenty of time.
Oh, okay, plenty of time. Plenty of time. Okay, go. Oh, thank you.
Give you a 2-hour slot, remember?
All right, cool.
Remember, I don't have. Okay, thank you, my man. I don't have nothing bad to say about anybody in that system, right? But Gary Pingleton, I don't remember him from school. But allegedly, we went to school together. It's probably because I was shy and didn't want to get out. But he was Captain Pingleton when I was going in and out the jail. And he showed me favor. I used to be his cook. But when I was in jail, he used to call me out and make me a trustee. But I was stealing then. I hadn't went to prison or none of that there. I was just stealing nuisance, get 20 days in jail, 2 for 1, whatever.
Right.
But the last time he went from being a captain up under JB to a pretrial. He was on pretrial. But Larry brought him back and put him as chief of the jail. And this last time when they put a blue one out on me, what sparked out this room. The man wouldn't even come back there and see me. He didn't ask me no questions or nothing. But again, I don't have nothing bad to say about him. He's caught up in the system. Maybe his boss didn't want him back there to see me. I'm finna give y'all some information. I don't think nobody on this show know.
Okay, please.
When JB Smith got fired.
We're listening.
Do y'all remember when JB Smith got fired?
Not fired, but okay, when he stepped down. Go ahead.
He stepped down. They fired his ass. They run him off.
Okay.
You didn't know that, right?
No.
Give you some history. I'm gonna tell you how bad I am with this rule. J.B. Smith used to be the sheriff of this town. And them white boys used to get out there on Saturdays and Friday night down there, sometime on Sunday night on that Broadway Square, and get full of them Michelobs and all them wine balls and throw them balls out there on that road and bust them balls in that street. Y'all remember that, right?
Yeah.
J.B. Smith go out to the school board out there, get them buses and load y'all ass up on them and take y'all to jail. He go out there at Lake Tyler when they were doing the same thing, drinking, drug, all that shit on there. He was a Democrat. Y'all know, they run him off.
Yeah.
They told him, after they run him off, we like you. If you come back and you run as a Republican and you let our kids alone, you can stay up here forever. That man put in about 40 up there on his second go around.
Yep.
Because he was in the system.
Wow.
But before he was in that system, he was jacking with them kids out there. They were them white folk kids. They wouldn't let you take their kid to jail.
Right.
No matter what they do. But he fought against the system. And they got him out of there. But when he went with the system, he started arresting drug dealers in the city. Man, you a county sheriff. You ain't supposed to be arresting nobody in the city and taking their car and putting signs on their car. Oh, I took this from a North Tyler drug dealer named James.
Right.
Remember that.
I remember that too.
You fucking sheriff, man. You only place you can arrest somebody in the city is on the courthouse square. You can't go to no club and arrest nobody. But we as people, we don't know that. We just think because they're the law, they can come get us. No, people. Know your rights. Know what they can do and can't do. Now, again, I don't have no quarrel against Chief Pingleton. I ain't got no quarrel against nobody. I know I'm caught up in a system. And what I'm gonna do, and I hope you Phillips Brothers gonna do and Audit, we're gonna play their system like their system wanna be played. We're gonna get some help not only for us, but we're gonna get some help for the people too.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
For other people just like us.
They said, man, I seen them Phillips boys on Ash on the Beat. I said, yeah, they did good, didn't they? They said, man, they got a suit on. They said, you got them wearing suits now.
Well, we had nice clothes before. We didn't have to wear. I mean, they caught us both times. We were, after we got done working all day. So it just happens to be that way.
Saying that to let you know, people paying attention right now.
Thank you.
Now they're gonna listen.
Right.
Because guess what? When you're running with me, you ain't going to jail.
Well, I found out today part of these systems that they're running and how they kind of control it all together is 3 of the people that we've kind of had problems with there that work for Smith County also have their own church. They're preachers. So, we're in the Bible Belt and there's churches everywhere. What is that?
Back to what I'm saying about that Christian stuff.
Yeah.
You have to remember them Christians killed Christ.
Yeah, it was the police officers. It was the slave patrol is how the police started, and even their
They had a dog called nigger eaters. They were slave catchers, and they were started by the Democrats, which was the Dixiecrats.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
That's true.
Let's see. Where was I touching on? I think prayer is really the only. Quoting General Flynn, U.S. Army Lieutenant General, once said, "Our most powerful weapon is prayer," and I do agree with Philippians 4:6. That prayer changes things. Don't you agree that not one man? I mean, even us. As much as we put our heads together, it's going to take God to turn this back in prayer.
I don't think that. I know that.
Oh, right. Of course.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something. We can't do nothing without God's grace. Every day, God give us a free gift. It's called oxygen. And man is so corrupt, he done bottled that up and try to sell it.
Yep.
Right.
You hear me?
Yeah.
We can't do nothing unless it comes from above. You talk about a man graduated college 2 times, can't even read.
Wow. Love you, man. You're
I
welcome.
don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Everything comes from above, man.
That's right. That's right. The preacher told that today.
If I was leaning on my own understanding.
Yeah.
Mental health. Well, One of the issues that I try to bring up when I go and speak on the record is the individuals that are dealing with mental health crisis and stuff like that. Your time that you spent in the pen, did you run into any of the people that had issues like that? What
Yeah,
do you think?
like that now.
Say again.
Yeah, I got issues like that now. I'm
Right.
crazy old lizard. I just told you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. They used to have officers. It'd be like 10 or 15 of them. They call them beat 'em up squad, right? You go to breakfast, you might not never make it back.
Wow.
They kick your teeth out there on the sidewalk 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was a big old cat, about 350. They used to always wake me up, man. Come on, Major, let's go to breakfast, man. I'm hungry, man. I want to go out and eat, man. What's going on, man? You know we can't go out there on that sidewalk without you. And I rolled on over at that time morning and dragged myself down to the chow hall, right? Well, you got the white line down the sidewalk. You can't even stumble one way on the line because they don't even want you out there anyway. So if you stumble on the line at that time of morning, half sleeping, they're gonna pull you out and beat you down crazy, right? So just picture this. I'm at breakfast one morning, I'm eating. I'm worrying about the laws, right, man? You got to get eating, you got to get up out of here. Now all of a sudden I got a person brains all over me where he done got his brains knocked out by a pitcher. Right? Now I got his brains out, he laying over me dead. So the first thing I do now is I got brains and blood on me. What do? I had to start trying to take out my t-shirt or whatever, take my shirt off and get the pitcher of water and dump it on me so I could put on my face. Now, because now they finna start shooting that gas in there, right?
Right.
Because it's a ride. It's a ride that broke out. I'm in the middle of a ride at 3 o'clock in the morning with a man brains in my mouth.
Oh
You think
my
I ain't
gosh.
do? When my mama died, they won't even let me go to the funeral, right? Uh My mama get attacked and robbed, and that was she have a leg amputated. I come face to face with the man that robbed my mama. I had to forgive him because I promised God that I was gonna forgive him. So yeah, anytime that you locked up for an extensive period of time, yeah, it's mentally you can't help but to be retarded.
Yeah.
Crazy. I'm only here by the grace of God, cats. I don't take no stock in none of this real being able to litigate successfully or none of it. It's only by God's grace.
We just watched a program on Netflix that the sheriff there in the county is trying something new. I didn't know that they were locked up 23 hours a day. Is that how it was when you were there?
What
How?
prison?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell
That-
you something. When you find yourself locked up there, you deal with a different custody level.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I stayed on MI, which was minimum custody, for 18 years. I only did 6 months on ME, which was medium custody, and I lost my custody status because I wouldn't go to work in the field. Right? I couldn't go to work. I'm 350 pounds. I can't go out there. What I'm gonna do? So they rolled me up and dropped me to medium custody.
Mhm.
But I seen people that's on closed custody that has to stay in the cell 23 hours a day, then you go to SIG and stuff like that. I don't see how men want to lay up under each other for that extensive period of time, especially when it's hot down there like that in the summertime. But then some cats just don't want to behave. And when it's like that, yeah, that's mentally stressing on you. When you're in SIG back there by yourself, um, all that time you don't have no one to talk to. You get tired of reading,
Right.
right? So yeah, it is mentally it's mentally damaging. Um, in 1996, Joe Biden and Bill Clinton in '92 authored a bill called Tough on Crime. They were targeted toward black people
Hmm.
that were drugs and stuff like that. And when they authored that, they came up with what they call the AEDPA, the Effective Anti-Terrorism Death Penalty Act, which will allow an offender 1 year to get into federal court unless they forever time barred, right? This clogged up the judicial system, which was the intention, because it was like y'all said, the profit for money, the incarceration for money. At that time, they were revitalizing the rap music, right, to
Hmm.
glorify this kind of stuff, so they can continue to lock them up. Uh, then in the same year, they come up with the PRRA, which is the Prison Litigation Reform Act, meaning that you cannot sue an institution for mental and emotional damage without showing an injury more than de minimis, right? Well, when you lock a person up in an institution like that, that's all they suffer from is mental and emotional damage. But those two guys right there fixed it where you could not sue the state for punishing you mentally without you showing an injury more than the minimum, meaning that we can drive you crazy, but we don't see no blood from you, ain't nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Wow.
Criminal
And
stuff.
then they tried these new psychotropic medications out
Right.
on inmates before
Right.
they
Oh
FDA.
man. Yeah,
That's
because they I mean, in the inmates they want that release of dopamine or what, just something to make. Obviously, the people that are having drug issues on the outside, their issues don't stop. One of my things I think that we need to do is okay, we got prisons for the violent people. We need drug rehab centers, and then also mental health facilities. So there's three different groups of people, and then we also have the nonviolent that they belong at home, right? The nonviolent people that
Like
the victimless crimes.
murderers on the house
Yeah,
arrest.
yeah.
that drug facility and the mental health facility, it should be the same facility.
Which one is that now? Which two should be the same?
The mental health and drugs. I mean, as far as like marijuana's, because a person that does drugs, they have to have a mental issue, right? Even if you're smoking marijuana, you're medicating for something, right?
Yeah.
So it's all a psychotropic drug,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, if you just violent and uncontrollable, we need to put you over there to be dealt with.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't need drugs and you want to do better, come over here to this program right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're non-violent. Only thing you want to do is smoke weed, smoke dope. You ain't doing nothing but hurt nobody but yourself. You ain't stealing nothing to get it. We have some help for you. Why are you doing this? This is what you want to do. Uh, and we have to put in different programs for people. And one of the best programs that I have seen work for people was either Overcomers or that Celebrate Recovery.
Okay.
Both of them are biblical 12-step programs that tends to work. They have workbooks with these programs. People need workbooks to work in
Right.
with these programs.
Mm-hmm. They are good. I think I heard you touch a little bit on the rap industry. I heard something that kind of blew my mind within the last year, that some of the major corporations that own the jails are the same people that are telling the rap industry what kind of lyrics to put out
Exactly. And they've been doing that since the early 90s.
to basically fill the prisons, right? And I know you know this truth too. Our schools literally look exactly like prisons. The lunch, the way that everything.
The buses.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna stress something, please. Black people, they had this lady. I can't remember if it was C. Dolores Tucker or another lady, right? But she went to the California legislature about this rap.
Mm-hmm.
And black people said, man, we got a right to freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm here to tell you, man, hip hop fucked up black people. It caused us to start wearing our pants on our ass.
Right.
It started us to calling our women bitches and hoes.
Mm-hmm.
It started us to putting all this so funny stuff around our necks and fingers and stuff.
Yeah.
Hip hop really did us bad, man. But it made a lot of people wealthy.
Right.
The inner cities, look at the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy Red, go Ritter, or whoever. You got little kids now rather hear them songs than to know their ABCs. This is what I think hip hop did for us. Now, again, that's only my opinion, people. Because of where we at today, culture wise, with hip hop, I haven't seen anything positive that have come up out of it, other than you done made a bunch of millionaires. And you got these movies like Set It Off, showing women how to go rob banks.
Wow.
You need to be trying to teach them women how to go in there and bake some cookies and make some skirts.
Right.
Right? You show
Yeah.
them how to rob banks.
Well,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, our education. I mean, we need to be learn how to balance a checkbook, how to change the oil on your car, the life skills like how to communicate, right? The
hip hop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the schooling system, they're just trying to teach everybody how to stay a slave. You know, they're
No. School system program kids how to act.
how they want them to.
Hey, I got your child in here, and they gonna go through this programming 8 hours a day.
Right.
And when you get them back, you better not do nothing to them because I got a program to come tell me.
Right.
Yeah. It's a system where on the weekend they belong to you.
Mm-hmm.
When they come back through.
That's why they call you parents, a payer who rents. You're renting your children back. That's right.
Yep.
Hey, man, y'all bad with what y'all doing, man. We just ask that y'all continue to do what y'all doing. We're gonna clean it up a little bit, but we're gonna make some waves, man. And y'all going some places. That Texas police audit, man, they can go anywhere in the Texas state. We got in the state of Texas, we got 254 counties.
Yep.
Yeah.
And one of them that's roads so bad you can't even drive a car on it. We need to get there.
Wow. Yeah, we're building a program, if you would, to basically we can go to any county and plug and play, right? So yeah.
Hey, I'm with you. But remember, we want them to know we coming.
Mm-hmm.
We come there, we don't want them to have no walls up because we want them to hear what we talking about.
Yeah.
Right? When we leave, we want to be done something. We want to be done made some progress. See, all somebody around here we got is you Phillips boys and me and Cody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Down there in South Texas, they got Dr. Kennedy, Matthew, Cornell X, and Johnny Binder,
Yeah.
right? And we don't have nobody to stand up and fight for me. Look at me, I've been going on this for 6 years. And you had a black preacher to stand up to come say nothing. Hey, brother, you going through this about yourself? The NAACP ain't come up and said nothing. But then when I say something about this, I'm wrong. Who else stood with me on this drill?
It's very silent. It's very quiet out there. I can say that.
Right? And I ain't never gave no bunch of white kids no backpacks and school supplies. I gave a lot of Hispanic and black kids backpacks and school supplies. What their parents said.
Right.
Right? At least they could have wrote a note. Am I wrong asking this?
No.
Right? I'm a man that's fighting for his life for a crime that never even happened.
Right.
If them people felt that I had eaten drugs, don't you think them people would have did a toxicology test on me?
Right.
CBS 19, they come to my rescue. They did an overall investigation. He said with him and Tyler Morning Telegraph, and they couldn't even find a scintilla of evidence where I did anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
In 5 years, if I was messing with crack, I wouldn't have been giving no kid no backpack school supply. I took him and sold them all to give me some crack.
Right. Of course.
Right. Or at least I was dirty.
Mr. Davis, the moderators asked this question. Somebody's asking, do you have any knowledge on bonds and how counties are using those under probation and for incarceration?
Oh, yeah. I argued that bill in Austin back in 21 about the bail bond. Y'all can find it on my YouTube channel, Daryl L. Davis 2719 show, my podcast, Unlocked with Daryl L. Davis. I lobbied that bill in 2021 before the House. The bail bond bill. It's illegal, but ain't nobody saying nothing about it right now. We're going to work on that. As soon as we're gonna knock down one duck at a time.
Right.
And that's gonna be knocked down.
I know I spoke to you earlier or last week about this. You said something that the county is doing illegal and that's the magistrate hearings are not open to the public. That's
about no magistrate hearing.
Well, no, I'm mentioning that to you. That is something that is against Texas law, and our county is breaking that. So if anyone was listening who says I can take that up, reach out to us, please. We have a class action.
Study on lands and get more familiar with to see, and if that is an issue, we're going to deal with that. I would love to have somebody at that back door down at the county jail at designated area that when they do go to setting those bonds for those individuals in there, that they will be accountability as to the amount of bonds that being set. I see some outrageous bonds for flimsy cases, and then I seen a man that's still over 300,000, well, nearly $300,000 of somebody's life savings, and only got a $500 bond. And that probably was a cash bond. And then he might have just signed what they call a personal recognizance, where he just signed his name because of who he was and his relationship with this county.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But if
Cody,
you have issue, you can reach out to me. I am a litigator. I'm not a licensed lawyer. I'm just a paralegal. I can try to give you a little advice. I am not a licensed lawyer.
Right.
But I know more about as much as many of them do know. I'm not as smart as them. I didn't say that. But I know about as much as many of them know. I have been able to litigate inmates' cases successfully to get them out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
I have done that, by God's amazing grace. I'm kind of arrogant with what I do, because I like what I do. I don't like to be messed with, the way I'm being messed with, though, by this system.
Absolutely. The same way. Cody, did you have any thoughts that you want to add in on this?
My only thought that I would like to add on is when Smith County District Attorney Jacob Putman is asking for overtime to the county commission. We had multiple people there speaking: Daryl Davis, Lance Phillips, Derek Phillips, myself, Cody Boss. And why? Let's just think about this for a second. Why is the district attorney needing more time? Are there really that many people violating constitutional law? Are there really that many criminals out there, right? The fact that you can get put over for something as simple as allegedly running a stop sign, me allegedly having a tail light out, and then it ends up getting escalated to, wow, wait, the officer arrested me without writing a ticket for a non-jailable offense, and I try to go tell that to the county. I try to go tell them that. All they do is like, you're going to pay it, or we're going to railroad the fuck out of you. We're going to have, excuse my language, we're going to have lawyers show up. We're going to pick a pile of the jury. We're going to fill the room with all these officials that pressure the jury into a psychological thing. It's already been shown on many psychological experiments. When you dress people as prison guards and you dress them as inmates, the prison guards start getting in their head and getting in their ego. It's already been shown in psychological experiments. When you have multiple people before you and they're asked which one of the lines is the longest line, people will choose the middle one, even if they know this one's the longest, just because the first three picked it, because that's the way that we do. We're social creatures. And what I would just say is for people to learn to think for themselves. Jacob Putman and his office do not need more overtime. And they kind of, he says, it's just simple as this. We had a girl who's sick and we're trying to catch up and all this stuff. Why do y'all need more time? If y'all have enough cases, stop prosecuting people.
Right.
It's ridiculous when somebody's pulled over for something so simple, and then if you don't take the plea deal, now it's a felony.
Well, Mr. Boss, this is the thing is that they can't stop pulling you over. They study getting bills. They billing a $200-300 million courthouse. Then they got the parking garage. Then they got other stuff. The commissioner court just gave Faulkner Park a city $300,000 to build a baseball diamond over there at Faulkner Park. Somebody got to pay for all that, boss man. So what we got to do is try to keep ourselves out of traps and help try to keep other people out of traps, right? Because they're going to continue to do this. It's finna get worse, man.
Yeah.
These people need monies.
Yeah.
Right.
And they'll never get enough.
They get the money to come down there and get to their pretrial.
Yeah.
These police officers, whether they sheriff's officers, city Tyler, constable, they running a monk around here, man. They got this tampering with evidence shit down so bad, you don't have to have nothing tampering with evidence. What evidence? I ain't know I've been in no sting operation to be tampering with no evidence. What you talking about, people?
Right.
This is where people like myself, the Phillips Brothers, and you come in there. See, I'm gonna research and know what needs to be said and what needs to be done. Right? I'm not gonna go up there half-cocked. I never been shut down behind a podium, not even preaching the word. Right? Because I know how to come and I come correct. I told you I lobby field. Them people making a movie about me. Y'all didn't know that?
No.
They've been filming on it for the last 4 years. All up in church houses They follow me around with the camera.
Wow. They're making a movie about us too.
Yeah, that's what Lance
Yeah.
has just mentioned. That you got some producers showing up tomorrow to pitch us an idea on a documentary and a film.
They come down in their courthouse, and them district attorney get mad when they be making. They film some of my documentary down there, right? And they said I be bringing them cameras down there. Well, them cameras will follow me around before you even come up with this bullcorn. Yeah, they gonna follow me down there too.
Right.
So my thing is that, man, I'm the truth.
Yes. And it can't be stopped. The truth can't be stopped. It's like the genie that's pulled out of the bottle. You can't put him back. The toothpaste in the tube. Go ahead, Daryl.
He's saying he's gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, once the truth is out, it can't be put back in, and it's like a flame, right? If I set one leaf on fire, that other leaf is going to set the leaf next to it on fire as well. And we just want to say, I mean, things can't. We're in the middle of a mass awakening. Humanity as consciousness is rising. People are seeing everything for what it is. The veil has been lifted. That's actually what the word apocalypse means, if I'm right. The veil lifting. So it's not, or maybe it's. I think I have that right. The apocalypse is the veil lifting, and that's what we're in the middle of right now. And so it had to get bad, and I think, like Mr. Daryl said, it has to even get worse because there's people that are still go along to get along. It don't affect me. I don't care. Da da da. Just like that. So everyone will the reckoning, right? So.
What you got, Cody?
Just curious about Daryl Davis's. I know he stepped away, but I'm curious. So he still has open pending charges for that whole mess that he's in, and he's been on probation, the stuff that Smith County does. He's still in that currently.
Yes.
Right, yeah, and what he's about to, I guess he'll let you know himself. He's gonna every Monday. Tomorrow we're gonna be going there as well. But every Monday downtown the square, he's giving out T-shirts and information and sharing what's happening with his story. And Mr. Davis, Cody was asking while you were gone, where are we at on your case? Since we're wrapping this up, where are we at on your case? Where are you pending a trial date that's coming up, or?
In May, I had to go to court on May the 3rd.
Okay.
May the 3rd.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be playing it real close because they got that stuff going on May the 2nd up there in that Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, I probably have to be on a red eye getting back here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what he's talking about is
Is
May
it
the
a
2nd.
That's on the third.
Is that your actual trial? Is that a pre-trial, or what is that, Daryl?
Man, I have no idea. Honestly, I have had many settings over the past 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last time back in January, I thought I was a shoot to go, but they took another guy and put him in the shoot, Mr. Ezel Thompson. Well, he was charged with the nursing home death of the man falling in the wheelchair.
Oh.
And I just seen where another, I guess, a co-worker, he was pleaded guilty in Judge Jackson's court the other day. My opinion is that Judge Jackson's know that I'm innocent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he's pursuing the case, other than to keep me out of those country clubs where they eat at. Me and my judge have been at the same table eating dinner in a Republican setting.
Yes.
I don't know if that had anything that he's upset about me being ex-convict, stirring their atmosphere with them in their country clubs like Willowbrook and Holly Tree.
Mm-hmm.
I have been in the presence of Judge Jackson at both of those country clubs.
Right.
At Holly Tree, we was the guests at the same table. Matter of fact, he was sitting right next to me, elbow to elbow, at
Wow.
this event, right? And he has to look out there over his bench to see me.
Yeah.
One of the same guys that sit at the dinner table and broke bread with him. Again, I don't know if he offended by that. I sure hope not, because I am what people should want in the community. at spending almost 20 years in prison to come out and be somewhat sane, to be able to help society.
Right.
That's not normal, people. I'm not of myself, but of a higher power
Yes.
that has control of me.
Yeah.
So
Rehabilitated. I love it.
go back to court, Cody, on the 3rd. We welcome you if you could come. We need your support and everybody else's support. We would love to have Black America support. But if they don't show up, what can I do? This is a monumental thing. You know, I think that everybody should be on it, especially Black Americans that has kids, the guys and gals that have been to prison and got more time than they think they deserve. The guys and girls that went to prison that shouldn't have went to prison. Everybody that has had a run-in or brush with authorities can speak on this situation right here, right now, and not many people are, and that's upsetting.
Yeah, and also not. We found out that not a lot of people have the time because whenever they're holding these meetings that we're speaking at, number one, the commissioners' court meeting every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. We have a lot of civilians out here, citizens that live in the county that are asking for at least once a month for this meeting to be held in the nighttime, in the evening time. Sometime whenever they get off of work at 5. Maybe if they hold the meeting at 6, then people who are working during the day can actually come and have their voice heard on the record as well. So that's one thing that we're asking for right now, and hopefully waiting for some reply. But yeah, like you were talking about, May the 2nd, we have the Texas State Jail Commission meeting that's going on every quarterly, and it happens in the state capitol in Austin. So we're planning on going down there, and then we'll obviously come back. That way we can come back the same day and be at your trial for you on May the 3rd.
Yeah.
Besides those two, we'll be there with you tomorrow as well, downtown Tyler on the square with your rally, still to inform the jury members that are walking in that don't know, and they're the ones who decide our fate. So yeah, I'm actually Lance, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
Just want to throw it out there. If any of our listeners have a story where they were involved with a situation that wasn't given a fair shake, we're looking for others to tell their story as well. I'm actually looking for someone who knows that they were damaged by either the COVID vaccine or any of the ones that the children's get. Right. So I'm looking for someone to come forward and say, yes, this is what, because and that's some of the action that we're going to be taking on the 2nd. We've teamed up with Mr. Daryl Richardson and his daughter and some of the other folks. He's actually from Canada. But we are praying that we can actually meet with someone in the Austin State Capitol that can receive service. And we want to give them a notice, an affidavit of the facts of some of the bioweapon that was put in the COVID vaccine, what they call the vaccine, right? So that's some of the business that will be taken care of the same day, knocking two birds out with one stone. We invite anyone who's been thrown through the system to come to Austin. They do hate that we come and speak on the record, but we will continue to do that because that it has to be on the record. If you're just meeting outside of the Capitol is a great thing. Holding signs, protest, petitions. That it does have its place, but speaking on the record has its place as well.
That makes a lot of sense because I have people calling me all the time and they want to tell me what's happened to them and say how bad Smith County is and we support you all. We support what you're doing because we know Smith County is bad. Well, are you ready to come talk on the record? If they say no, then that doesn't really help us because we need them to tell their stories of how Smith County has done them wrong as well on the record. So, Cody, is there one last thing that you wanted to add?
I want to share something.
I would just tell the people, like, even if you can't stay, even if you can't come and speak on the record in public, you can always fill out a Department of Justice complaint online on any elected official. Name people by name, right? Austin Reeve Jackson said in bonds that violate the 8th Amendment to excessive bail. Jacob Putman, district attorney, who's falsely prosecuting people for non-crimes, right? Other judges like Clay White, you can do the Texas Commission of Judicial Conduct, right? There's always avenues you could take online, even if you don't have I know a lot of people have trouble driving, but following the footsteps of Mr. Daryl Davis, even if you can't make it out there tomorrow on Monday, there's always stuff that you can do online. And to hold these people accountable and mention them by name and tell your story, get it out there, get it on the record.
Thank you, Cody. Mr. Davis.
Yeah, you said something a while ago about going up there, just standing out there with a sign. Man, Beto gave me a bus. I guess that might have been about 21 something. And he said, man, I need you to get these people up here, man. So I said, man, people ain't coming up here. They got COVID out there. They ain't trying to get on no bus. So I'm not going to call this official name. So I called the official told me, I'm not getting on no bus. All these folks, woo, woo, woo. So then that was Beto. So this black preacher, he come up with this bus. He called me. I said, man, I can't get nobody on no bus. I said, call this person. They called him. Now all of a sudden this person called me, man, I got a bus. Woo, woo. Man, I just told you about a bus yesterday. Anyway, people up on this bus and we sent them to Austin. And this here person got them people up there. We didn't even let them go in the Capitol, dude. I sent the bus up there by 2:00 one morning. I ain't really heard about 9, right? And when I made it up there, man, it was probably about 2. I jumped right. I get out of my car because I got a spot that man, it's maybe 25 yards from the Capitol, right? So I jump in, I got my car and I run right into the meetings. So when I get there, I'm texting the people, where you at? Well, man, they on the bus going back home. What did you even come up there for? What did you go to Austin for? You ain't went in their session, and y'all already headed back. Y'all ain't went in there and talked to nobody.
Right.
I wouldn't even know nobody I even went up there. I wouldn't even let nobody know I went up there. So my thing is this right here. Just as them brothers said, if you take the time to go to Austin, you ain't going up there to hold no sign.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
going up there and sign up to some kind of committee.
Right.
But we need your help. If you don't go, you still go to the committee and just sit out there in the balcony. Because it's power in numbers.
That's true. And you'll feel it.
Right.
I remember whenever I went the last time, you're going to feel the electricity in the room. It is absolutely is amazing.
Yeah.
So
if y'all can't talk, I'll talk for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Just come out here and support. Not only my cause, but the Phillips Brothers cause. Man, we got CPS we dealing with women with cases. They need your support. Everybody's going through something with the legal system. Man, people come out. You dealing with it too. You just don't know it yet. Come out and be a part of it. If they little girl running around here try to look like a little boy with these dreadlocks in their head, man, you're being stereotyped.
Right.
Whether you want to be a boy or not, your hair look like it. And you shouldn't be judged by that. But you are. Senate Bill 567, the Crown Act. It became law on September the 1st of 2023. You got a kid down there in Barber Hill, Texas, by the name of Daryl George. He been suspended all year behind a law that he can't be discriminated for against his hair. And he have hardly no one speaking out for him, except for Dr. Candace Matthews, Cornell X, Johnny Binder, and that crew down there out of Houston. People, we need us a crew here in Smith County.
Yep.
And right now it's boom, right? If y'all want to do something that's going to make progress, it's going to make sense, that's going to better our community and our neighborhoods, man, we welcome y'all. We welcome.
Yes.
And neither one of us asked for this real. This was pushed up on us. It's called FATE. It was something destined to happen. I don't want to be on here talking to y'all about no legal stuff. I don't get paid being no community activist.
Right.
Y'all see, I give all my money to these kids out here with backpacks and school supplies, and I can't get an amen from their parents. Right? I fought for them kids to have a cafeteria in a school that they got almost $800 million of taxpayer dollars, and they built a whole high. They refurbished a whole high school over there. They didn't build it, but they gave it a facelift, and they went over 2.5 years and didn't have a kitchen in that high school. I don't have no kids over there, but I fought for them parents that wasn't able to fight for themselves. Right? Now I need your help, people.
Yep.
All your old people came out and got them turkeys and ham for the Thanksgiving holiday. Well, we partnered with 107 Kids, bicycle, bags of pack. I didn't do that to ask for no favors for y'all. I didn't know that this day was coming. Wasn't trying to store up nothing to get something in return. But now that I need you, I would like for y'all support.
Yeah.
And I'd be lying if I say I didn't.
Right.
Do I deserve think I do. Do I need it? I do. Do I want it? I do. But can I make it with that? I can. And the reason I can, because I ride with Jesus the Christ.
Amen. Yep,
Amen.
that's right. And that's a good note to end it on, because with him, we have the victory. We've got nothing to worry about. There's 365 scriptures. It's one of the most repeated scriptures in the Bible. It says, do not be afraid. There's nothing to fear. And just to sum that up, Jacob Putman runs from me with a camera. Larry Smith can't be in the same room with me and a camera. He's got to have 13 to 20 guards. I'm nonviolent, right? So the truth sheds the light on the darkness and it flees, right? And that's what we're going to continue to keep doing. And yes, please, guys, please support Mr. Davis. Even if you just come up to Commissioner's Court and sit in there, if you know that somebody else is speaking, you don't even have to speak your own self. They feel it. They feel our presence. They know that things are changing behind the scenes. So we want to thank you so much for being our first guest and taking out the time of your day to tell us your story. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow and also May 2nd at the Austin State Capitol.
Absolutely. And on the 3rd. Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Thanks, Cody. See y'all.
Hey, man, I wouldn't have been nowhere else but with y'all today, man. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Right back at you.
All right, bye.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Hope.
Yep.
Said thank you, gentlemen.
Oh, cool. There you go. Yeah, that's true, Mom. You're right.
That is true. Yeah. Thank you. Boom.
We good?
All right, y'all.